Alright, it is November 6th, 2020, the Friday, and I am on the Ozark Highlands Trail, Sylamore section. Just got started, it's Friday afternoon. Got off work, come on over here, and about 2 hours from my house. And I'll catch up on it a little bit later. I'll let you know all about the trail. Ozark Highlands Trail. I've never hiked over this part of the country before. I've hiked parts of the Appalachian Trail. I've hiked some of the forests over in Clemson, South Carolina, and I hiked the Ozark Trail, part of it, in Missouri. It's the first time on the Ozark Highlands Trail. There's some interesting facts about it, and I'll catch those up on you maybe tomorrow. I plan to hike about 2 hours tonight, rest up, go on tomorrow. It's kind of rocky. Not a lot of elevation, small ups and downs. Gotta watch for the blazes. I said there wasn't very much elevation change. Man, they say the Ozark Mountains aren't high, but the valleys are really low. There's a big climb up here. Lost there for a little while. No blazes for maybe a half a mile. So look at these rocks. Tree going right on top of that rock. Cave there. Maybe Yogi and Lulu might sleep in here. I don't know. Go across this bluff, goes all the way around. I got the trail goes back that way. You can see there's my first blaze right there in a long time. Lots of rocks to walk over. Stop for a little break here at this beautiful little stream. I'm off the trail by a little bit. I was following the blazes and then I stopped. I didn't see any blazes, and I was following this horse path where you can see horse tracks. And the horses are following the trail. And then I got down here to this little stream and I looked, and I'm not on the trail. The trail is back up that way. A little ways. I'm walking in the same direction as the trail, so I'll reconnect with it. Anyway, thought I would take a little break right here, have a snack, get on. Hey, there's my blaze. Yeah, I was way down there. Had to bushwhack back up this mountain to get back on the trail. So from now on, you can better believe I'm gonna watch those blazes. That was a hard little climb. All right. Kind of a little level spot right here. There's already a fire ring belt right there, kind of right next to the trail. So I'm going to set my tent up right here where my trekking poles are. And this is going to be home for the night. Let's see if I can get a video of me setting up my tent. Good morning. I got my coffee going there. Got my coffee all made. That's my oatmeal cream of wheat water down there. It's it's late. It's like 6:30, and the reason I'm up late is because it didn't get here in the lower valleys. Sun doesn't come up until 6. But anyway, had a pretty good night's sleep last night. I kept sliding down. I was on a little bit of a hill, a little bit of a slope. You can see my tent over there, and it was a little bit of a slope. So I kept sliding down off of that. But I had a little campfire last night. You see there, it's all out now, getting ready to go. Looks like my water's just getting ready to boil, so I'm gonna make me some cream of wheat, get my stuff all packed up, and head down the road. I should be out of here by maybe 7:15. Anyway, it's a good morning. See you later. Had to climb up to another one of these rock bluffs. It was pretty tall. You can see from here it's all out across the valley there. That valley is where I came up out of. And really a pretty day today. Blue sky. It was a little cold last night, and I slept on a slope, so I kept slipping off my bed. But I got a good night's sleep, I guess. And this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. My plan was I was going to try to do 50 miles this weekend, but I didn't realize that at least 25 of those miles is uphill and 25 of those miles is downhill, or steep downhill. So I probably will not do 50 miles today. So if I can do 25 over the whole weekend, I think that will be good. So I was going to tell you a little bit about the Ozark Highlands Trail. Originally it went from around Fort Smith, Arkansas to a little place called Woolham, and it's 165 miles. That goes from west to east in Arkansas. And in Woolham, at the end of the trail, it's funny, when you get to the end of the trail, you can't just park your car there or have somebody pick you up there because there's no road there. So in order to get somebody to pick you up, you have to go across the Buffalo River right there. And the only way you can do that is to swim or wade chest deep across the Buffalo River. And so now they've extended the trail. It goes from Woolham for another 31 miles or so. And then there's a big gap, and then there's a new section that I'm on called the Sylamore section. And eventually, the Ozark Highlands Trail is going to match up with another trail. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's a trail that's going to go all the way from Fort Smith, Arkansas to St. Louis, Missouri. It's going to match up the Ozark Highlands Trail with the Norfolk Trail and the Ozark Trail, the one I walked in Missouri. I walked part of that one back in May of this year. So, and that one then will eventually reach all the way up to St. Louis. That'll be a pretty big trail. Maybe that'll get qualified as one of the National Scenic Trails like the Pacific Crest and the Appalachian and the Continental Divide Trail. So that'll be pretty cool to have that right in the middle of the country, and I'll try to walk that someday, through hike it. For now, I'm just trying to get about 25 or 30 miles this weekend and get all prepped up. As most of you know, I'm going to be walking the Pacific Crest Trail. It was going to be in 22, and now it's going to be in 23. And this, I guess, I guarantee it, this is definitely putting me in shape for it. There's a lot of uphill here. It's hard, and trying to find a place to sleep and stay warm and everything. But I'm enjoying it. Hey, you guys have a good day. I will touch base with you a little bit later, and we'll see if we can get you some more pictures. This cave goes down way down. I'm looking at about a 30-degree angle down. That's level, and this is going straight up. Look at that. Just amazing, all the the caves and formations in here. The trail goes in this way. It goes right. The trail goes right along the base of this bluff. And this is the trail. It's like really interesting. I have cell phone. Yes, I have cell phone service. I have cell phone service up here. I just called my wife, chatted with her a little bit. Where I camped last night, there was no service, so I wanted to say good morning to her. Here's the across the valley there. I imagine in the summertime you can't see anything out there because this will all be leaf covered. That line right across there, oops, right across there, is the trail I just came on, and between those two bluffs. I didn't realize that while I was talking about the bluff above me, I didn't realize I was on the top of another bluff right there. It's pretty cool. So I came down there and around here to where I am now, and then turn around, and this is the trail forward. Look at those rocks sticking up. This is a pretty cool place, I guess, if you're a geologist. This would be awesome. I'm not a geologist, but this stuff fascinates me. Different colors on those rocks up there. I wanted to show you what this looks like out here. Since this is fall in Arkansas, you can see that the ground is just covered with leaves, and that's why it makes the trail so hard to find. And you got to kind of look for the blazes. So I just passed one, and if you just kind of go the direction we're going, and there's a small indentation for the trail, you just keep going, and you're looking for the next blaze. And usually 10 or 12 feet beyond the last blaze, you'll be able to spot the next one farther on down the road. There's one right there. It's way over there. It's hard to see, so you gotta pay attention, because like I say, the trail is covered with leaves, and there's a small indentation. So if you look carefully, you can kind of see it most of the time, but not always. That's how I got off the trail yesterday. I was following the trail, and I failed to stop and look for the blazes because I thought I was on a well-marked trail, because I was on this trail, had a lot of horse prints, and it was well defined. It was, muddy, and you could see the horse tracks. And so I followed all the way down to that creek. Come to find out, I was half a mile off the trail. So keep going down there. I don't know if you can see it from here, maybe in a minute. There's two blazes on one tree. That means there's either an intersection, or there's either an intersection or a switchback. And this particular one here is a miles post, and it says I've gone 5 miles. It's just a milepost marker. Keep on going. Usually when you see two without a number on it, if you see two blazes, it means a switchback of some kind. There's the next blaze. blaze ahead. So usually when I get about 25 feet past the last blaze, I start looking and looking. I mean, the way I got back on the trail yesterday, I used an application on my phone called All Trails, and there were several others, but All Trails seems to have most of the trails that I like to walk already mapped out, so that if you do happen to get off the trail, if you can't find it, or if the trail's not blazed well, it will give you GPS directions on how to get back on the trail. And that's how I did yesterday. Of course, that could be dangerous to rely on that. Like I crossed that creek yesterday holding my phone. I thought, well, if I drop my phone in the creek, then I maybe have a luck here. So I always do carry a compass and a map. So worst comes to worst, I can find my way out. And I kind of know where I'm at. I studied the map before I came, and I know where, from here, I know the direction of the road. So I think I can find my way out. Or just become a mountain man. You know, become Tarzan and live out in the woods, swinging through the trees, eating snakes, berries. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So I don't know if you heard the term post holing. Post holing is normally in the snow when you're walking, and if you're on a trail and it's covered with snow, you know, your feet will pack the snow down and you might go down a couple inches. But if you're not right on the trail, or if you're going over rocks, sometimes the spaces between the rocks will get a little snow bridge, and you'll have to, and your foot will go through that snow, and you know, it's a danger. You could break your leg that way. So yesterday I was walking on these leaves and scampering over some of those rocks, getting up to where I camped last night, and I post holed through leaves. So my foot went down through the leaves up to my mid chin, and if I'd have been off balance, or if I'd have been going faster or facing downhill, whatever, that could have been pretty bad for my shin, my leg. I could have broke it right there. So I'm being careful where I step, watching out for, especially around the boulders that we have to walk on this trail, that if it's covered with leaves, I kind of test it first before I put my weight on it. So post holing in the leaves. Who would have thought? Good afternoon. It is now Saturday, almost evening, about a little after 4, about 4:30. And I have set up camp here. I went all the way to the road and then towards Moccasin Springs. So I did about 12 miles today, about 12 miles altogether, counting the 3 I did last night. So Then I got there and I turned around and I came back about halfway to the car. So altogether I did about 12 miles today. And I set up my tent and I'm all ready to go to sleep. There's my shirt and my coat hanging on my tent right there, getting ready for me to put it on. Found a level spot tonight, just off the trail. If you look down there, you'll see a white stripe. That's the trail. Beautiful evening. It looks a little like there might be a little cloud or two up there. Might be some rain, but I think it's going to be all right. So this weekend, some of you know I work, I'm a contractor and I work for Clemson University, South Carolina. And this weekend, they were doing a challenge between the University of South Carolina and Clemson. They're big rivalries, in-state rivalries, you know. So they had a contest, a 5K, virtual 5K. And you could either walk, or you could run, or you could ruck. And ruck is carrying a 30-pound backpack over the course of 5K. So I've already done that. So that I signed up for the virtual 5K for Clemson, and so I'll be getting a T-shirt pretty soon. But it goes for a veterans house. It's kind of like a Ronald McDonald house, only for veterans. So when a veteran is in the Veterans Hospital down in South Carolina, there is a house called House of Fisher, or Friends of Fisher, I think it's called. And anyway, it's a place for families to stay while their husband or wife is in the VA hospital being treated. So I thought that was a pretty good thing to do. I'm a veteran myself, and I always appreciate those guys that gave more than I was called to give. The ones that suffered, the ones that got shot, the ones that came back missing limbs or had some illness like Agent Orange or whatever. I spent my duty mostly in an office in the Pentagon, so I didn't have the same pressure that they had. So I don't feel guilty because I did what I could do, but I feel obligated. I feel thankful, grateful for those guys. So anyway, if you get a chance to make a Veterans Day this week, why don't you go do it? That'd be awesome. Tonight I'm getting ready to just sit back here and relax, watch the sun go down, get up early in the morning and head back to the car and drive home. And I'll record this. I'll post the video probably next week. Y'all have a good evening. Hey there. Well, I got started this morning earlier. I got up at 6-ish and got on the trail by right at 7. And it's a nice crisp morning this morning. I had to take my jacket off though because it was walking. It gets kind of cold. I'm kind of hot, sweaty. And so I came over here by this big caves down on the bottom, and the trail goes over that way. But the problem with walking right straight down the trail early in the morning is, you know, you're walking along, just walking along, and right across the trail, and usually if it's eye level, you get it right in your face.